Hey guys, it's Rick here. I'm going to be doing my first big topic in my video today over, as you can probably guess from the title, same-sex marriage. I wanted to take just a brief second. You probably have heard a lot about same-sex marriage in the media lately because of the Perry Schwarzenegger case over in California. If you don't know, it's a big case going down. They're actually calling it, the big landmark case of our time that's going to go in history. Going to go down in history next to, like Loving versus Virginia and stuff like that. It's challenging Proposition 8, which was a voter-approved addition to California's constitution to ban same-sex marriage. And this case is going up and trying to actually remove Proposition 8. It's actually two same-sex couples in California who unsuccessfully applied for marriage license after Prop 8 passed, and they're being represented by two very big lawyers, Ted Olson and David Boies, who were actually rivals on the Boer vs. Gore trial. And so it's kind of interesting. They're very big top lawyers, and one is actually Republican, which is kind of cool, that it's kind of breaking down barriers. A lot of Republicans aren't really for gay marriage, so it's going to be interesting, I think. But I actually didn't want to talk about the trial. I actually just wanted to talk about same-sex marriage in general. So I have a few arguments here against same-sex marriage, and I'm going to follow them up with counter arguments to them a little. So here's some of the arguments. One of them is that marriage is an institution between one man and one woman. Yes, traditionally, that is true. But who says? When was it really written down that marriage had to be between a man and a woman? Who gets to decide that? And why does it get to be decided by heterosexuals? That's not really fair that heterosexuals get to say that marriage is only good through heterosexuals. It doesn't make much sense to me. I don't, whatever. So I don't think there really is a technical definition that says marriage is between one man and woman. Traditionally it is, but why? Why does it have to be that way? Another argument is that marriage is for procreation. That's just, I don't even know where to go, because does that mean if a couple gets married who doesn't want children, that they shouldn't be married because they don't plan to procreate? And, what about couples who can't have children, women who are infertile, who it's impossible for them to have babies? Should they get a divorce because they can't procreate? I don't get the purpose in that. There's so many cases where that's just not true in heterosexual marriages. Another one is same-sex couples aren't the ideal environment to raise children. There are so many studies that actually go against that. Same-sex couples are, would make great families. Their studies show that same-sex couples earn more money on average than the normal heterosexual couple. There's been studies to show that children raised by same-sex couples actually grow up to be more accepting of people. Like, for example, they've done studies and they've shown that children raised by same-sex couples don't necessarily think that a nurse should be a woman and a doctor should be a male. They're just born to not realize that stuff, like gender and race and age and sex. Like it just doesn't matter to them. And it shouldn't, which I think is great. There's even studies that show that children raised by same-sex couples actually do better in schools, score higher on tests, and stuff. And I think all part of that is, because if a same-sex couple adopts a child, they actually want that child. Like, they really want it, because they can't have children, so they have to jump a lot of hurdles to get that kid. So they are pretty strict parents and they will raise a child great. And I really don't think there's many studies that really back up that argument that it is an ideal place to raise children. Another argument, gay relationships are immoral and violate the sacred institution of marriage. Who says it's immoral? The Bible? I don't even agree with that. I'm actually a Christian, okay? And many people will tell you, I go to a Catholic school, and all my theology teachers will even tell you that no, homosexuality is not a sin. People really misinterpret it in the Bible a lot, and you can quote me, you can quote Bible, you can throw Bible quotes at me all you want. Really doesn't matter and stuff, but all those quotes, I think you'll notice, are also from the Old Testament and not the New. So you kind of ignore the overall message of Jesus, which is to love your neighbor and accept everyone and respect everyone. And so I'm not even going to talk about that one anymore. That's just silly. Another one, same-sex marriage would threaten the institution of marriage. How? By allowing people who love each other to marry, you're going to threaten the institution of marriage. That doesn't make sense to me. Because, if you deny them to get married, a lot of these people are going to feel that they need to get married to people of the opposite gender, which they probably have little affection for and little love for, and that's just going to cause more problems, and that's kind of destroying marriages right there. So, I think that's just silly. I don't agree with that one at all. Another one is same-sex marriage would start us down a slippery slope towards legalized incest, bestiality, polygamy, and all manners of horrible consequences. I don't even know if I want to comment on that one. That's just silly. Those are on far different levels of same-sex. I'm skipping it. I'm not even going to talk about it, because that one's just kind of insane. Another one is churches would be forced to marry gay couples against their wills. Not true. If same-sex marriage passes, no church would be forced to marry someone. It still comes up to the church and their decision and their beliefs. People would be able to get married by their state, but if a church does not believe in that, a church doesn't have to marry them. So there would be no government forcings of churches to marry people. So that's just not true. If I forgot anything, or if you have any other arguments for me, please let me know through video responses, emails, or comments, and I'll be sure to try to respond to them. If not, then please rate my video, and subscribe to my channel if you agree with me. I think that's about it, so I'll talk to you guys all later. Peace.